Imagine tackling thousands of rows of data. Maybe a huge uncharted spreadsheet just dropped into your lap. Not with that familiar kind of dread, but, with actual confidence. Beat. Imagine turning that data chaos into crystal clear insights almost instantly. That's really what we're diving into today.
Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Yeah, today we're going to cut through all that noise and show you exactly how to navigate pretty much any raw data set using AI. We'll be focusing on this really powerful framework we call D. It stands for Description, Introspection, and Goal Setting. Our mission. It's pretty simple. Give you a shortcut, like a fast pass, to understanding any data set in just minutes. And you can do this leveraging tools like ChatGPT without needing any deep technical skills yourself. So we'll unpack each of these 3 steps. We'll show how each structured prompt kind of builds your understanding step by step. Plus, we've got some crucial tips and some important ethical things to keep in mind just to keep you on the right track.
Okay, let's unpack this then. So picture the scenario. It happens all the time. A colleague leaves suddenly, and boom, you're staring at this massive spreadsheet, maybe thousands of rows of last quarter's marketing campaign data. No notes, no context, just numbers and text everywhere. Your first goal is just to quickly get an AI, something like ChatGPT, to explain what's actually in this file. It's kind of like a craftsman inspecting their tools before a big job, right? You just have to know what you're working with.
Exactly. Yeah. And for that initial exploration, that first step, description, it starts with a prompt really designed to map out the overall data structure. So instead of just asking, what are the columns, you ask the AI something specific like, analyze the spreadsheet. For each column, give me a table showing column name, inferred data type, its likely purpose, and show me 3 diverse data samples from that column. This really forces a systematic look, gives you a clean summary, and it helps you form those first hypotheses about what's going on in the data. What's cool here is how it can instantly spot problems. Like you might see a creation date column that's just an Excel serial number, not a real date.
Oh, well, yeah, I've seen that.
Right. Or maybe a region column that mixes up country names and city names, which is, a common mess.
Okay, I see. So you've got the basic layout, the blueprint of your data. But data's rarely neat, is it? Like you said, the region column example. How do you then figure out the shape of the data? Where the concentrations are after that first look?
Right, good question. So once you have that initial map, you need to assess the distribution and the uniqueness within the data. For this, you'd ask something like, okay, continuing the analysis, generate a data distribution summary. For the number columns, give me key stats like mean, median, standard deviation, min, and max. And for the categorical text-based columns, let's maybe the top 10 most common values and their percentages. Oh, and tell me that are unique values in each column, too. This prompt is really vital because it helps you understand the data's shape, as you put it. You might suddenly discover, say, 90% of your revenue comes from just 2 products.
Wow.
Yeah. Or that a status column only ever contains completed, in progress, or canceled. It just highlights where things are dense and where they're spread thin.
Okay, that makes sense. And then following that, I imagine a comprehensive quality check is pretty crucial. What's the prompt look like there?
Yeah, absolutely. So here your prompt would be something like, perform a full data quality check on each column. Create a summary table with these headers. Column name, percentage of missing values, unusual formatting issues, suspicious outliers, and maybe a preliminary cleaning step recommendation. This basically turns the AI into your personal QC inspector. It scans everything and spits out this detailed report, instantly flagging those red flags you might totally miss otherwise. For instance, if customer country is like 99.7% empty.
Wow.
You know right away that any analysis based on geography is going to be unreliable. Yeah, and that saves you just hours of going down a dead end. Hours you could spend, doing something more fun. But seriously, that time saving is just immense.
That's huge. I remember seeing this framework used on a real customer feedback data set. It was fascinating how fast it surfaced critical issues. It immediately flagged, inconsistent date formats and feedback date, these weird NA values mixed into rating. And I think it was like 9% missing values in customer ID. It really hammers home how getting that clear picture of the data's a true, often messy state right at the beginning. Well, it's absolutely critical, isn't it?
It's like getting an instant MRI of your data. It shows you the real messy state before you waste any time on flawed analysis, flagging those fatal flaws early. Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Introspection. In this step, the AI shifts gears. It goes from just describing the data to becoming more like a strategic brainstorming partner. So instead of you trying to guess what questions to ask, you actually let the AI suggest them based on what it learned about the data structure and content. This does 2 really useful things. First, It kind of tests the AI's understanding. If it asks good, relevant questions, it probably gets your data. And second, maybe more importantly, it sparks inspiration. It can uncover angles or perspectives you might have just completely missed.
That sounds incredibly powerful, yeah. Letting the AI generate the questions, but isn't there a risk the AI might suggest questions that are maybe too obvious or, I don't know, subtly biased based on its training data? How do we make sure those AI-generated questions are actually high quality?
That's a really valid point, and that's where the next couple of prompts come in, because they force the AI to actually show its reasoning. But first, just for generating those initial questions, you'd use a kind of role-playing prompt, something like, act as a senior business analyst. Based on the data analysis so far, propose 10 insightful business questions we could answer with this data set. And for each question, categorize it into 1. Growth in revenue, 2. Operational efficiency, or 3. Customer experience. Then just briefly explain why each question is valuable to the business. The insights you get back can be genuinely powerful. For growth, it might ask, which products show the strongest link between high ratings and repeat buys? For operations, what's the average time between getting negative feedback and a related product update? Customer experience, what are the main themes in those 1 or 2 star ratings, and have they changed over time? These are solid questions you might not have thought of, and the AI gives you the business reason behind asking them.
Okay, so you have these potentially great questions. Then you need to check if you can actually answer them with the data you have, right? How do you verify that feasibility?
Exactly. So you pick a few of those AI questions that look promising, and you prompt it again. Okay, for questions 1, 4, and 7 from your list, give me a detailed analysis plan. For each one, specify A, which columns you'd actually use, B, confirm if the current data is sufficient to answer reliably, and C, outline the main analytical steps you'd take. This forces the AI to, show its work.
Yeah.
You learn exactly which columns are needed, if your data is complete enough, and what cleaning or maybe transformation steps are required first. Like for that correlation analysis, the AI might say, okay, you need rating and repeat purchase count, but first you got to remove those any values from rating before you can even start.
Got it. Now, this next one, this is a personal favorite of mine. Identifying the limitations, the blind spots. You actually ask the AI, based on what you know about this data, what critical questions would a leader likely ask that we cannot answer because the information is missing? And for each of those, suggest what other data we'd need. This is huge for managing expectations. And it really helps guide future data collection efforts, too. You might find out you can't answer, say, which customer segment gives the highest ROI because you don't have the marketing cost data in that file.
Right.
Or how are competitors doing? Well, obviously, you need external market data for that. Whoa! I mean, imagine proactively knowing exactly what data you don't have before your boss even asks the question. That feels like a superpower. It really takes the surprise element out of those tough questions in meetings.
Excellent. And just a quick bonus tip here. You can actually work with multiple data sources in the same chat. You just upload additional files. So say you have customer demographics in a separate file. Upload it and then ask the AI to explore the relationship between this new data and the original feedback data. It'll look for common columns, maybe customer ID, and then it can propose new combined analyses. Things like, do customers in different age groups tend to complain about different types of issues? So thinking about this whole introspection phase, how does it really transform our approach to data analysis, wouldn't you say?
Oh, it completely flips the script. Instead of you just guessing in the dark, the AI becomes this strategic co-pilot. It doesn't just understand your data, it proactively brainstorms the smartest questions, ones you might never think of on your own. It's kind of like having an instant team of brilliant analysts working alongside you. Mid-roll sponsor read. Okay, so we've described the data, we've done the introspection, letting the AI generate those powerful questions, and now we get to goal setting. This, for me, is maybe the most critical step, because it stops you from doing work that's technically brilliant, but ultimately useless for the business. I've seen it happen. People will skip this. They end up with 20 beautiful charts that just don't answer the core business need. Setting goals helps you focus, ignore the noise, create insights people can actually use, and make sure your analysis lines up with what the business actually needs to decide.
Totally agree. And for this, you use what we call a context-aware goal-setting prompt. You basically tell the AI your objective, who the audience is, and the key decision the analysis needs to inform. So, for example, my main goal is to prep a presentation for the leadership team about next year's R&D budget. My audience is the CFO and the CTO. And the key decision is how to allocate the budget to the top 3 most promising product areas. Given that context, you then ask the AI to propose a focused, prioritized plan and outline a step-by-step roadmap. And what you get back is usually pretty impressive. Clear roadmap, specific data areas to focus on, prioritized actions, and even suggestions for the presentation tailored to the audience. Like maybe emphasizing ROI for the CFO, but technical feasibility for the CTO.
Hmm. And the actual business insights you can pull out using this focused approach are often really compelling. You might uncover something specific like, okay, the smart home product line gets twice as many negative feedback tickets as other lines, mostly about connectivity, BUT. And this is the key part. Customers who complain and then get support actually have a 30% higher repeat purchase rate than average. B. That single insight is huge. It suggests that fixing the connection stability won't just cut support costs. It could actually drive significant revenue growth by making those customers more loyal. That's the kind of finding that justifies major investment decisions, right? Because it directly links a data problem to the bottom line.
Exactly. And this is where that goal-setting piece really shines. Because you anchored your analysis to a specific business objective like justifying R&D spending. The AI's suggestions aren't just, interesting tidbits. They're directly tied to actionable recommendations. So for that smart home feedback, the framework would guide you towards a clear proposal like invest X million in connectivity fixes for smart home, projecting a Y% drop in support tickets, and a Z% increase in repeat purchases, directly boosting revenue. It really draws that straight line from the data to the dollars, not just data to, pretty charts.
So thinking beyond just the technical steps, what's the real-world impact of this goal setting for anyone using the DIG framework?
Yeah, I'd say it ensures your deep insights directly drive critical real-world business decisions. It's that direct line from data to dollars, not just data to dazzling charts. Okay, let's quickly touch on some advanced techniques and maybe more importantly, some considerations. First, always try to choose the right AI model. Use the latest, most powerful ones you can access, GPT-4o, Google Gemini, Anthropic's Claude. They generally have better reasoning skills and make fewer mistakes. And always check the data privacy policies of whatever platform you're using. That's crucial. Second, don't just stop at text tables. Ask the AI to help you visualize the data. You can prompt it like, based on that analysis of ratings by category, generate Python code using matplotlib or Seaborn to create a bar chart showing the average rating per category. Tools like ChatGPT's advanced data analysis can actually run that code and show you the chart right there in the chat, which is amazing because you get the visual instantly without writing code yourself.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. And when the AI finds data quality issues, don't just note them. Ask for specific solutions. Like, for those 9% missing customer IDs, what's the best way to handle it? Remove the rows. Or use imputation like, fill in the blanks, explain the pros and cons. Or even, hey, write me a quick Python script to standardize all the date formats of the feedback date column. You can often do that directly.
Right. And, crucially, we need to talk about some common pitfalls, things to watch out for. First, data privacy and security. Cannot stress this enough. Never upload personally identifiable information, PII, things like names, email, social security numbers into public AI services ever. Always anonymize or remove that data before you upload. And make sure you're following your company's security policies and any regulations like GDPR. Second, be really mindful of algorithmic bias. These AI models learn from the internet, right? So they can definitely carry biases. When it suggests interesting questions, it might favor certain analyses. Always use your own critical thinking. Ask yourself, what perspective might be missing here? Or is the AI overlooking something? Third, there's the hallucination issue. AI can sometimes just confidently make things up. That's why those verification steps, like asking for the analysis plan back in Introspection, are so important. Always ask the AI to show its work and double-check critical findings against your original data. Don't just trust it blindly. And then finally, a really useful step. Prepare for counter questions. Before you present anything, ask the AI one last thing. What are the top 5 likely counter arguments or holes in my analysis my audience might bring up, and how can I proactively address them? Honestly, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes, where the AI kind of goes off track or gets stuck. That's why these verification checks and anticipating those tough questions are just key. They make you feel much more prepared.
Definitely. So just to quickly recap that full workflow. Start with data prep and anonymize, upload to your AI platform, pick the best model, then execute the DIG framework. Description to understand, introspection to generate questions and hypotheses, goal setting to focus on the business objective. Next is the in-depth analysis and visualization. Follow the roadmap, get the AI to generate charts, keep asking follow-up questions, and finally, synthesize and prepare for presentation, document your key insights, use that trick to anticipate counter questions, and build a clear, actionable story for your audience.
So at its core, what our deep dive today has really shown is that this DIG framework, description, introspection, and goal setting, when you combine it with powerful AI, it truly levels the playing field for data analysis. It empowers pretty much anyone.
Yeah, it's really about transforming that raw data into actual business intelligence you can use.
Mhm.
You don't need years of technical training. You just need a structured approach and, the right kinds of prompts. Your colleagues might start wondering how you became a data expert seemingly overnight.
So, are you ready to maybe transform your own relationship with data? We really encourage you to try out the DDIGE framework with an AI tool on your very next project.
Yeah, you'll probably be amazed at what you can uncover when you have this kind of powerful analytical partner working with you. It's almost like discovering a data superpower you didn't know you had.
And consider this final thought. If every professional in any field could instantly unlock the hidden insights within their data, what complex problems might we solve next? Outro music.